Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 2 of season 3 of the Battle Union against Esquilo and the Juventeis, or otherwise known as Quill, because I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right or not. Nobody ever does. That's why we call him Quill. And yeah, this is a battle that happened. Fun fact, I actually did a live recording of this battle, but I don't think that it turned out super well. I was having some audio level issues. And I just don't think that I got my thoughts portrayed very accurately as sort of my thought process, and I just want to make it easier for the analysts to understand my thought process and everything, because I have a lot of stuff to explain this match and things and stuff. But yeah, I think that basically covers everything. Make sure you guys go check out the team builder that went up yesterday if you want the full in-depth analysis of the team I brought and everything like that. And make sure also in the description, also, yeah, the link to that video is also a link to Quill's channel and Twitter, so go click that and do the things, because I told you to. Now, on to this battle. I basically knew that if he brought Galvantula and Medicham that I lost. And as you can see on your screen, he brought Galvantula and Medicham. So I just want to get you guys into the mindset that I had as I started this match. Alright, so basically I was just like, alright, I kind of rushed, I didn't rush my team. I spent 3 days building my team, but I just I didn't finish it and just kind of just said, screw it, this is the team I'm bringing, and that's what I brought. But I knew with the team I brought, I was just like, man, if he is able to get up sticky webs, I am probably going to lose. So going into this game, my goal was to lose by as little as possible. So that is literally the mindset that I go into this game with. I don't know if that's necessarily right, wrong, or whatever, but that is the mindset that I went into this game with. As you can see, the month that he did bring, his full team was Medicham, Esquilo, Chestnut, Tyranitar, Togekiss, and Galvantula. So I was almost completely right. I think I guessed that Druddigon was going to come instead of Togekiss, but Togekiss actually makes a lot more sense, because otherwise he doesn't have a whole lot of answers for Mega Venusaur. So it makes sense as to why he would bring Togekiss. My team is a pretty offensive one. I brought a Life Orb Ambipom, viewer pick, shout out to the viewers for picking Ambipom, bringing it in week 2, so that's pretty cool. A Tail Glow Manaphy with 3 attacks, a Shukaberry Cobalion with max speed Jolly to speed tie with the Galvantula, a Bandit Arcanine with extreme speed and Flare Blitz and other stuff, a specially defensive Porygon 2, and a physically defensive Mega Venusaur. So that's the team. The plan is to try and prevent him from getting up sticky webs, because if I can prevent him from getting up sticky webs, then I have a chance at winning this game. So let's go ahead and see how this match went. If I forgot to say anything, yeah, then let me know in the comments and we'll do that. Also, one thing I did almost forget to say, Cobalion has Volt Switch, not HP Ice. In the team builder, I kind of didn't have a 4th move for it. HP Ice did not do nearly enough damage, so I have Volt Switch on it. But spoiler alert, neither of them really come into play. So let's go ahead. So the plan is to start off with Ambipom, so I can fake out the Galvantula and basically just force it out, because then a return will outspeed and take it out. And we both, lead with the most obvious leads ever, his Galvantula, my Ambipom, and he goes for Protect. Guess what that means? That means that he's guaranteed to get up sticky webs, and he's guaranteed to keep them on the field, and that's going to happen turn 2. So, yeah, I take him down to a Sash, which is cool, but then he gets up sticky webs, and that essentially means that I've lost. And we'll go into why, but yeah. And now, of course, Pokemon is a not completely skill-based game, so let's try and do some things. I went for the low kick, thinking that he might switch out as a sack for later, but now he knows that I have it, because he went for Protect, and then I just took it out with Return. So that's cool. Now he goes into Togekiss, and I just switch out because I have an answer for Togekiss in the form of Porygon 2, which can take hits 4 days, and yeah, so sticky webs are a thing, and will be a thing for every Pokemon that I send in. Because I didn't bring Flygon for reasons, but that Air Slash does like no damage, so he is going to switch into the Tyranitar, which is cool. He brought this Tyranitar off the bench, so I was pretty sure that it was going to come, and I went for Thunderbolt, didn't do that much. From that damage, I pretty much assumed that he's not Assault Vest. That's about as much as I got out of that, so yeah, it didn't really give me a whole lot to go on, so I switch into the Mega Venusaur that is not Mega yet because, you know, I just switched it in, and he goes for his Stealth Rock, so he is setting up all those hazards, which I also kind of lose to. I don't lose to just hazards, but I lose to hazards plus Sticky Web, just because of the way my team is made up, and the fact that Medicham is the one Pokemon in existence that actually destroys my entire core. But more on that in a minute. I knew he was going to switch out, figured he was going to switch out into Chestnut, and I predicted it and went straight for the Hidden Power Flying. So, style points for me. If he switched out into anything else, as I went for Hidden Power Flying, I had to switch in to anything that wasn't Medicham, but he wasn't going to switch in Medicham straight in on a Mega Venusaur. So, anything else that he switched into, I would have been able to have a good switch in, but I figured Chestnut was coming. Now, if Sticky Webs were not up, then this turn would not have happened because, well, I'm saying Spikes would not have been gotten up, but he outspeeds. I also did not take into consideration that I was in Sticky Web. Not that it would have mattered. It didn't change my play. I still went for him Power Flying, and I took out the Chestnut. So I actually have 6 Mons alive. Well, he has 4 Mons alive. So you would think that we have the upper hand, but at any point he can bring out this, and that is basically when things start to happen. I'm going to Manaphy because I'm realizing that with the Sticky Web up, I don't actually outspeed anything, so Manaphy's actually not that important in this game, because it's not going to get a chance to set up and do damage. So I try and see if this is like Banded, something like that, blah, 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 but he goes for Substitute, and I am about to have a heart attack, because now I can't just do like Fake Out plus Extreme Speed and things like that to kill it offensively, and he goes for High Jump Kick and misses. That's the second week in a row that High Jump Kick has missed against me, so tip to coaches that have Mons with High Jump Kick, don't bring it against me, because apparently Pokemon does not like when you try and do that. I have made good friends with hacks this season, apparently, and with that I am able to survive. I'm able to break the Substitute, and then he kills me with this High Jump Kick, but now he's not behind the Substitute, which means that Ambipom can fake it out. It means that Arcanine can Extreme Speed it, but moreover, it actually just means that he dies to Sandstorm. So that happened. So with all this little recoil damage and stuff like that, he actually just straight up dies. I go into Cobalion, and I'm in a Sticky Web. But even if I wasn't in a Sticky Web, I kind of thought this thing might be Scarfed, so I switched out instead of going for any sort of Volt Switch in case he went for like a Flamethrower, and just went into Porygon 2 because it's still alive, it's still pretty healthy, and it's still my answer to Togekiss, and he actually just goes for another Air Slash. After all this hazard damage happens. He missed. It didn't really do anything. It didn't change my play because I still went for Recover here, and I would have went for Recover had it hit. And he probably would have switched out because he wouldn't have been able to take me out unless he was going to try and flinch me to death. Which who knows? I don't know his mindset. Maybe he could have tried to do that, but it would have taken a couple more hits. So I just Recover because Porygon 2 can be kind of annoying. But I actually wanted to bring Hidden Power Fighting on this Porygon 2, and I didn't because I just over-prepped for the Medicham so hardcore that now I'm kind of looking and I don't really have a whole lot to hit this thing. And then Tyranitar does what it always does to me, which is do a lot of damage. Every single time I've ever gone up against a Tyranitar, I'm pretty sure it's always gotten at least 3 kills against me, like in every previous league match before. So he sits in a Dragon Dance, he goes for a Stone Edge, and he gets a crit that I don't actually think mattered. I'm pretty sure the roll was in his favor, but I do think it was a roll. The crit just secured it, but it didn't really matter. He missed a High Jump Kick. I don't have a right to complain about any sort of semi-hacks, which I don't even think that was. So I was just like, okay, well maybe if he has Earthquake, I can do the Shuka close combat thing. No, he has Superpower. And that kills Cobalion. So Cobalion did nothing for the second straight week. which is not really surprising because it's a bad Pokemon, but whatever. Tyranitar is also just a really good Pokemon. So I go back into Porygon 2, not that I can actually do anything. I'm basically just trying to get some chip damage off, or make it go for superpower multiple times, because I can live one superpower, and the more he lowers his attack, the more chance I have to come in with like Arcanine or something and do some damage. So that's kind of the plan. So I am sacking this off, but I'm making sure that he, you know, gets some stuff. I also went for Tri-Attack to try and get some sort of hacks, and I did not get any. So like a burn or a freeze or something would have been really cool, but you know, I didn't get it, which is fine. Again, I'm not gonna complain about not getting hacks, but it was just kind of like a last-ditch effort. So yeah, I go down, and now that he's at -2 attack, I go into Arcanine because Arcanine can live any hit, can live with Stone Edge, all that good stuff. I'm going to assume that he knows this, and I basically decide to try and go for the kill. I assume he's going to switch out. Oh, actually he's at -3 now with the Intimidate. I assumed he was going to switch out just because he couldn't kill me straight up, and he didn't want to let Tyranitar die. So I predicted this and went for a Flare Blitz. So that is actually going to get me another kill because some more hacks comes into play here, as it doesn't kill, but the burn does. He gets burned, takes some sandstorm damage, and then actually dies to the burn. This kill probably would not have happened because I think Togekiss would have been able to kill the Arcanine. Oh man. And then, yeah, I probably would have died to Sandstorm, so it might have still been fine. But now he just brings an Excadrill and he cleans up the rest of my team, which includes this Arcanine as well as the Ambipom. So, with that is going to be a 2-0 loss to Quill, which is about the best kind of differential I could have asked for. When that Medicham came in, I really thought I was losing right then and there, but Mr. Hacks saved me really nicely. So let's talk about this game because there are things to be talked about. Every season of any sort of league that I have, there's always one game that I just particularly prep really poorly for. This is that week. I knew... Alright, so basically, I saw the flaws in my team against Quill's team. Quill saw the flaws in my team against his team. The difference is, Quill prepped for my flaws and prepped to take advantage of my flaws, whereas I prepped for one specific thing, which was Medicham. I prepped for Medicham and not for Sticky Webs. I knew Sticky Webs was going to come, but I didn't make that any sort of priority. I didn't bring Flagon, which I should have, seeing as it could defog away the hazards. It didn't have a great matchup, but it didn't have the worst matchup either, and if I played with Flagon in a smart manner, I could have been able to defog it. Maybe that turn at the beginning, if I take Galvantula down to its stash, maybe I can get Rock Slip at some point, or maybe I kill the Galvantula turn 1 and then I'm able to defog the webs away later. All of a sudden, I'm in a better place. Manaphy was useless this game. I am trying to forcefully bring Manaphy, and it's not working because I'm not really letting it happen naturally, and the best way to use Pokemon is just kind of let them do their thing when it makes sense, and I kind of forced Manaphy into this game. Yes, Manaphy does a lot to his team, but when you consider the webs, it doesn't outspeed anything and can't really do any sort of setup thing. So I keep forcing the setup Manaphy, and it's not working because I think I'm just forcing it. But yeah, I'm very disappointed in myself. I thought that I was kind of over this whole misprepping thing that I seem to do quite a bit, but apparently not. And Quill is now 2-0. He's in our division, so I actually don't know who else in our division like won or lost or anything like that. But Quill, in terms of wins, is at least tied for the most or has the most. I don't know, but he's definitely competition, and we really need to right our ship. If there's one good thing I can take away from this, is that in every other league that this has happened to me in, where I just prep very badly and lose as a result, usually it's the only time that happens. So if this is the only time that this happens this season, we'll be okay. So I just need to, you know, look forward to the next week and get my head straight and just prep better. What I was kind of referencing earlier at the beginning of the video was I spent so much time building this team that a bunch of ideas just started changing into other ideas, until the team that we have now is kind of just a mashup of a bunch of different ideas, some of which aren't even mine, and like I kind of abandoned my gut instinct. Like my gut instinct was to not bring Manaphy and to bring something else. My gut instinct was to bring Hidden Power Fighting on Porygon 2, and I didn't. I think I also considered some other like movesets that probably would have helped. I thought about bringing like the Chople Berry on Cobalion instead of Sugar Berry, which in this situation it would have actually helped. But you know, it's just so many things that it's just like I kind of abandoned my gut instinct. I just got so flustered in the team building process because I just had such a bad matchup and I just didn't really know how to overcome it. I couldn't think of anything memey or tricky or anything like that to try and throw him off. I had nothing, and I just let the obvious threat beat me. It was obvious to me, it was clearly obvious to Quill, like what runs through my team, and I knew that it did, and I just let it beat me. So I am disappointed, but it was only a 2-0 loss. Thanks to hacks, we do have a lease on life, and we're not going to be that far back in the division. So hopefully we can just pick up a few wins. We will be right back on track, and we can forget that this week happened, and maybe, just maybe, we can meet Quill back in the playoffs where we can get our revenge. That's the plan. We're going to do our best, and I hope that this has kind of given you a proper explanation as to my entire thought process in the team building and the battling and all that good stuff. I think I battled about as good as I could because I just didn't bring a team that was like great for it. So, but I'm going to stop rambling. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next week when we take on Sinister Sableye and the St. Louis Chatots. So that's going to be a really cool match. I'm really looking forward to that. So make sure you come back next week, and I will see you then. Thank you for watching, and until next time, guys, stay sly.